it calling me now? Hello?
Hello, everybody. Can y'all hear us just fine? We doing good? I hope all of you are doing good. Are you doing good, Bobby?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Okay. All right. Everybody says they can hear us. So
Awesome. Mic check.
Yes.
1 2 1 2.
Okay. Cool. So we'll just wait a few minutes just in case anybody else joins. As you guys know, we're going to be doing our TFCon LA 24 hauls. And while we wait, did anybody go and get anything, or are you guys just watching us? I think Blue DeSeo was there, if I'm not mistaken. Are we well rested? I want to show that. No.
Not at all.
I'm quite sleepy. Yes. So
I hope you guys don't mind us, plugging you with so much content this week. It's been crazy, everything that's been happening.
and it's just gonna get crazier. Oh, okay. Here you go, Bobby. I think this might be more on you thing. The Titan says to do a rap battle after that mic check.
Oh, you don't want to see me with the skills on the mic. A hip
How you
hop,
doing,
hippity
Steve?
hippity hip hop. Okay, let me stop.
All right. Well, maybe we should get started. We're going to start off with some non-transformer things. Non-transforming things, let me say. So not figures. Do you want to go ahead and start it off, Bobby?
Well, I guess I could. So we actually picked up these 3D magnets, which are really cool.
Shout out to Alan.
Yes, and James got real sticky fingers over there. I walked away with 2, and now,
Well, half of these are Mrs. Cons. So
yeah, I don't believe you.
2 and 2.
But he does great work. We actually talked about him on the previous. God, I don't even know what video that was. Probably 2 videos ago. But we met Alan in Orlando, and he has these 3D insignias, which are really cool. This time they have magnets on them. So,
Well, most of them.
oh well, James got hungry.
Well, I got this one's at, if you look, he said he actually had a problem with his machine with this one, but I think that makes it even more unique. So
yeah. So shout out to Alan. Really appreciate that.
Mhm.
And then Jay actually ran into us in the dealer room, and we had talked about the blind boxes on the channel, and we talked about how we weren't necessarily a fan of the blind boxes because we wanted to be able to pick what we could get. And Jay mentioned that he got a bunch in Singapore, I believe it was. He had some extras of these, so gave me the Autobot Grimlock, and James, as you can see, got 6 shot.
One of my favorite Transformers ever. I got 6 shots. So thank you very much, Jay.
Yeah.
We do have a comment from Deceptosaur who's saying we need to get our personal insignias done. Yes,
That would be
that would be awesome.
That would be.
So I do want to get that. That would be really cool. But yeah, so that, I mean, I guess I'm gonna consider this a non-transforming thing. So I got this. at the ages 3 and up booth. They said that it was for the Optus Nox, which is their Nemesis Prime, and then I opened it up, and it's an Optimus Prime head.
Fooled you.
So, yeah, my most disappointing pickup because it gave me an Optimus Prime head. So now I'll just have a severed head on one of my shelves. So it's not the end of the world.
No, that's a good head.
Get
to
a little
have.
Energon puddle that he can, be in and stuff. Like
He's just gonna
Prime
come back
got
and
his
take
head
out all
lopped
the
off.
Decepticons. All you need is a little bit of Optimus in you, and you're good.
Okay, you can think that. Yeah, the Libra review, here we go, says, do we need a vacation from our vacation? Definitely.
I
It
do.
always feels like you go on vacation, you have an amazing time, and you get home and you need like 2 or 3 days to rest, especially with TFCon, with all the
Yes.
walking and stuff.
It was crazy. And actually, I just realized I left something upstairs. But I think James has one, so he can show it off.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about, but we'll see. And yes, so give that head to either Megatron or Shockwave. That was my plan. I know they're coming out with that severed head Shockwave with, it's not a spinal cord, but it looks like a spinal cord. So I'll probably not be buying that now that I got this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Faxtruth, thank you for coming in. And he says, we met in Orlando. So email us the pictures. So if you have any pictures with us, go to botversuscon@gmail.com. You could find it on our, I think it's in like our description or bio or something. I don't know the exact term, but go there and send us any pictures you have. Steve says, where would you suggest the best place to buy a wingman?
At this point in time, they're sold out.
eBay.
So it may be eBay or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Or sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know, but I don't want to rub salt in the wound, but we're going to be talking about the exclusives now. And the first one I have up,
there goes the salt. There goes the salt.
Is Wingman. So
of course
we're doing
start with that one. Of course he's gonna start with that one. You know what? I just be mad. That's a con for you right there.
I am the con. So we're gonna do the exclusive since you guys already saw what we picked up with our reviews and stuff, just so we could get on to some new stuff for you. But yeah, just for I think it was Steve. I really don't like this figure. It's just horrible. Don't worry about picking it up. Well, don't you have one, Bobby? Where's yours?
Oh, well, yeah. I didn't want to rub it in too much, but yes. So, we did talk about this. We did the review on this. Great figure. It's what's really bad, and I'm sorry, Steve. So now I kind of got to rub it in. I did pick up an extra one. Ooh, I'm sorry. So I did buy a couple of these. But yeah, sorry, Steve.
See, I'm not that bad. So
sorry, Steve.
Let's get some of these comments. Facts Truth says he looks forward to seeing us in Baltimore. We look forward to it too.
We'll be
That's
there.
the best part of these shows is to meet you guys. And Jay says he forgot it. Yes, we did forget it.
Jay was like here, and then Jay was like gone. He put a mirage on us or something like that and disappeared.
Yeah,
but we really appreciate it.
But maybe next time. So if TFCon comes to the middle of the US, he might has to go. I hope it comes to a fun city. That's my thing. Baltimore. No offense if anybody's from Baltimore, but I didn't have the best time there when I visited. So we'll see. It'll be fun because of everything. Yeah. So sure Bobby will get into some fist knuckle fights.
I don't do that no more. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Okay. Yeah. Are we planning to go to Toronto in the summer? Well, that would be great. I would love to go. It doesn't look like it's in the cards right now. One day we'll be able to go to all three in a year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'll be skipping out on Toronto as well. Out of the 3 shows they have a year, I was told that Toronto might be the smallest. So for what it would cost to get there and to send stuff back and all that stuff, it was just like, okay, maybe at another time.
so I like this, Steve. He adds any spare heads to the diorama for his decapitator statue. It's a very large pile. That's actually pretty cool. I don't
That
know
looks
if I have so many extra heads. I do, but they're not Transformers, but I might have to do that. And once again, we're sorry.
he
This might be
started it.
something that you would like. I did. Facts Truth says he got an email from Toy Jojo about the attachment for the Inquisitor Target Master, and they have the part to attach the gun to his hand. Can you not do that already?
I'm still waiting on my Inquisitor.
Yeah, so I don't. If you can, I think that looks like an oversight. And Trill says, "Hey, BoffersCon, how was TFCon? It was amazing. We did meet Charles in Orlando, so it was great. We had a great time. We have a video on our good, better, and best. Go watch that. It gets a really good rundown. And maybe if you are in the area, we'll see you in Baltimore."
Yeah.
Let's see. Midnight Madness says he's near Toronto, hopefully going in July. But there's a lot of pre-orders in July, so not sure. I don't know if are there a lot, Bobby? You're Mr. Pre-order over there.
I have no idea. I'm scared. I don't even follow the calendar because stuff always gets pushed. So we'll see if it happens or not. It's just it's a lot
Yeah, it
supposedly
is.
coming out this year.
But Eject says he's happy he decided to skip the exclusive. So much of a headache. Yes, it is a headache. Especially the Chosen Prime exclusives seem to sell out like nothing.
Yeah, they go.
Like everybody wants them, and I have to give it to those guys over there. They are the sponsor of the show, but on top of that, they do have their ethics, and it's an exclusive. It stays an exclusive, unlike a certain group of seekers. Okay, all right. Well, we're doing comments. Why don't we keep going with our hauls? We could go back in there. Oh, one thing Deceptosaurus Den says, no, the gun does not fit in the hand without the replacement handle.
Oh,
That's kind of weird. I just wanted to do that because that's kind of strange. Oop, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. And Paolo lives in Vegas. That would be cool. A Vegas TFCon with the people we know, that would be fun.
that might be some problems. Good
So
problems, but some
go ahead
problems.
and write to the TFCon people. I would love to do that. So I don't usually like Vegas, but it would be fun with all you guys. So all right. Well, the next set of exclusives that I picked up were the tapes. So Harmony and Melody, which I actually like those names, but it's Flipsides and Rosanna. So
Yes,
these things are
and
really cool.
yeah, and again, we did a separate review on these guys or gal, but
Mhm.
go check it out. I thought these were really cool. I'm in for the MMC tapes. I love the oversized tapes, so these are really cool.
Yeah. And let's talk to Chris really quick. He says he's at work right now, so I'll have to catch most of this on replay. But he got his hotel in Baltimore, so he should be going to TFCon. He's going to try to get the customizing class this time. Whoop, whoop.
All right.
So, if you watched our Good, Better, and Best, we did meet Chris and we hung out with him quite a bit. So I'm glad you're going to Baltimore. I'll be happy to see you again, friend. And we'll have to do the customizing class together.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And Steve says, do you think Fans Hobby will be selling its Wingman at TFCon Toronto because it's his local con? The only one I've seen that they've sold extras was the wheel
Willblade.
blade, and then they had one singular Delta Magnus that they've had at like the past 3 cons, which is weird it didn't sell because it's sold out everywhere else but that one. Those are the only ones I've seen that they come out. There was actually a kid that wanted Arson. They have one Arson in the box with the Fans Hobby, and they said no, we're not selling it.
Yeah.
The Brandon, which we've interviewed, kind of gave me this face like, why would you even ask me that? Steve.
But
So
there could be a new exclusive for Toronto.
I think it's pretty positive to say there is going to be a new exclusive for Toronto. What it is, who knows? But that would be very strange of them not to.
Yeah, there's going to, and I have a feeling that we're going to be very excited to get it, and we'll
It,
probably be
what
doing a
they
review
they
on that as
I
well.
love that they all go together. There's like a theme, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what
Uh,
strings we can pull and maybe get some more information or something like that. Who
yeah.
knows?
Trey Fi says, "Sorry, I'm late, guys. We haven't gotten into the meat and potatoes of it, so you're not that late. So you're good to go." Blue DeSeo and Charles say that they're still waiting on the so Bumblebee movie concept Megatron on pre-order.
That's bad.
That's crazy because I thought it was supposed to be released right now. I really hope you guys get it soon. It looks like a decent figure, honestly. So this might be something you know. So Buzzsaw Eject says he'll be in ATL, which is, I believe, Atlanta, in
Yeah,
April. Is there anything going on around that?
there's actually in April. No, next week there is actually it's Toy Rama or something like that. It's they're doing a toy convention here, so I'm planning to go to that. I don't know about anything else in April. I will, of course, keep everyone posted. Um, Only thing I can think of going on in Atlanta is the stuff that typically goes on in Atlanta. um, so yeah, yeah. Sorry, I can't think of anything.
All right. Well, why don't we finish off these exclusives with the ones you only got because I wasn't about to give these people my money. What did you pick up?
So this actually upsets me. So I picked up Tangerine Swarm, and I had a faulty limb on him. Um, so I had to exchange him out, which they were very gracious about doing, which was cool. The part I'm upset about is that I had both number 19s. So now I have 17 for Tangerine Swarm.
Hey, that's at least close. You didn't
It is
get like
close.
number 152 or something
It
like
is
that.
close. And as I mentioned, the thing about the packaging, there is no stand. So when I put him back in the packaging, he decided to, fall. Not broken or anything. It's just that there's nothing to hold him up. So this is my 19, and so I was planning on keeping this in the case or in the box in my case, just because it looks kind of cool, but it looks like I'm gonna have to remove him because it doesn't look like
Well,
he stands very
you
well.
can always get just some twisty ties and
Well, yeah, I can zip
put his
tie him,
limbs
like,
back.
because there is
Yeah,
a you can see.
I would go. You could probably get twisty ties on
Yeah, I
Amazon.
can
I
I can
wouldn't use zip
remove this.
ties.
I have some, so I can remove this one and just put another one around him so he
Yeah,
stands up. But that's
yeah,
basically what was holding them in the box anyway. As you can see, that white
yeah.
zip tie in there.
Exactly.
So,
You
um,
can always get a stand, an action figure stand, and if you just want it as a display, just put him on the action figure stand. You should be good to go. And yes, Deceptosaur, Paul is dead. You are very correct.
yeah, Paul hung out too much. He tried to hang out with us and couldn't take it. So
he needs a facelift. That's what I say. So here, Chris says, "Do we think Fans Hobby will doing a box set Armada Prime and Jetfire exclusive in the Delta Magnus Chosen Prime Deco?" I'm
mm,
going to say no because they already have that blue Prime.
yeah.
So I don't think they would do those colors, but that would be pretty cool to have another color of that. But that would be a big purchase because those two figures are more expensive than the Delta Magnus, I believe.
Well, yeah,
I
the
could
Delta
be wrong.
Magnus was three something,
Yeah.
and but also the Delta Magnus was like one of their creations. They like, from us talking to Get Right Robot, it was
It wasn't. It wasn't. They used an established character, and they did what Hasbro used to do, which was get a mold and make it into that character, which
right.
I love.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Here, let's go back to some of these comments. Yeah. So there might be a private vendor that sells them, but in
Yeah.
my experience going to 5 TFcons, I've never seen a Fans Hobby exclusive sold at any of the vendors.
I
You
did
might
see
be able to find it though.
actually ages 3 and up, I believe it was, at this con had a Delta Magnus.
Okay, well there you go. And I think that's exactly what Midnight Madness says.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
so go
ages
check
3.
them out.
They had one.
So you're gonna have a lot of people in your neck of the woods in April because Chris will also be there for his son's wedding. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Uh, let's see. Ray asks if we play video games. I do. Haven't had time recently, but I do. I know Bobby does as well.
Yeah, it's just time.
Bealo says, would double-sided sticky dots work to fix Paul's display? Well, there's another thing to try, Bobby.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't and honestly, I don't call it a display at all. It's literally a piece of plastic, that he was zip tied to that stands up in the box. So it's definitely not a display by any means. They took away the stand and stuff like that that
Yeah.
typically comes with these figures. So um it's cool. Again, I may or may not keep him in the box now that I know he's so finicky. And then to put a zip tie back on him, if I decide to transform him or something like that, I'm gonna have to cut the zip tie and
I'd say get a stand. There's some
yeah,
stands on Amazon you could get that might work for like
yeah,
action figure stands.
yeah.
Charles says, is Wingman the purple redeco of Marksman?
No,
No. He is a pinkish purple. Well, let me get rid of that. Redeco of
Leonin
Darkwing.
and
I don't know the fan's hobby name, but
yeah,
he goes with Marksman and they combine into one big
yeah. I think I have here's a picture of them combined.
combined right there.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So and here you go, Bobby. Just use some Gorilla Glue for Paul. Oh, and there you go. Thank you, Titan. Lernian.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Great figure. So I would recommend it. But with that said, I think that's all the exclusives.
I think I think
I
that
think that's
was
all of them.
all. Yeah, that's all I picked up because we didn't get um the non-transforming the
3-0
3-0.
content
Yes.
transforming ones. Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you start it off and show us something that you got? And where I'm doing these, and I'm gonna do some gifts first, and then my least favorite to most favorite figure. I don't know what Bobby's doing. He can do whatever. Titan says no MMC tapes. We
You
did
missed
show
it.
them off quickly. We got distracted. There were a lot of questions. So
Yeah, so we did pick up the tape. So
yeah, of course. These and I'm still going to tell Bobby I told you so on this. He did not he wanted to say ram horn so bad, and I'm like, it's gonna be Rosanna.
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm not, but that just means that Ramhorn's going to be at either Toronto or Baltimore.
I hope it's Baltimore to save me some money.
I hope it is as well. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. May have to start
Okay.
bartering with some of our friends in Canada. All right. So I'm going to start with non-transformers, but that still kind of transform. And I actually always wanted, when I was a kid, I wanted this Robotech motorcycle, Mopeda, and or Mospeeda. I'm sorry. So getting it and seeing it, I was just like, yeah, it's bought instantly. Shout out to Manny from TFC, or excuse me, the Chosen Prime. I was about to say TFC from the Chosen Prime for pointing this out to me. I believe he grabbed one as well. If you don't know, the motorcycle transforms into armor for the rider. It's almost like an Iron Man type thing. Really, really cool. So I did pick this up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've seen pictures of it. I do think it's an interesting figure. I have no connection to it though, so have fun.
So that was
you have to send me pictures though.
Yeah, that was my only. Let me look. my only non-transformer type transformer.
I
Yeah.
didn't get anything like that, but so one of the first things I got, minus the exclusives, was this. So this is Transformers '07 movie Jolt. I was gifted this by my friend Jose. Um, so thank you, Jose. It is a really good figure, but I wanted it in alt mode because this is a really cool alt mode. What type
It's
of
a,
car is it,
it's
Bobby?
a Bugatti.
Right? That's what it looks like. Okay. And I think it looks really cool. It has like this missile in the front. And this is the same mold they used for Shattered Glass Jazz and Ricochet. And I wouldn't mind getting those figures. I'm just not paying for the price. And these, like, if you because you know all the Cybertron figures, so you like clip those down and then they flip up, which is pretty cool. I like that. Um, yeah, it's really cool. I like this. So thank you, Jose. Um, I'd recommend it.
Yeah. Shout out to Jose.
Shout out to. Oh, there's some comments. Deceptosaur's Den says, "Is Rosanna a reference to Toto's song Rosanna?" You would probably have to go to Japan and ask the people who named her. I have no clue. Blue DeSeo says he'll pick us up a ram horn in Toronto. I would appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate
I might want some of the other exclusives. You can get a ram horn for Bobby. Chris says he loves Robotech. It is really cool. I've just
Yeah.
never watched the anime. I've seen the figures from afar, though.
Yeah, it is. I would love to start collecting some Robotech as well. Just can't happen.
Do it. Get the 3-0 ones. You already saw them.
Give me your debit card.
Oh no,
I'm all in for it.
You got a few of them. Deceptosaur says Rook Barkley's gear.
Yeah, Robotech.
That's Robotech. Okay. Are we going to TFCon Toronto? No, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Churl
maybe
said,
next year.
Yes. We'll see how things go. Churl says, did we buy HasLab Omega Prime? No. It wasn't either of our cup of energon, but I'm very happy to everybody that did like the Libra review. I think it looks great. It's just it needed articulated hands. And it comes down to it, and then I probably would have gotten it.
It needed a lot more than that for me. It was we have the originals, so it wasn't enough of a change to rebuy this in my personal opinion.
Yeah. So we have a video on that. You can go watch it there. We went off on it a few times, so we're gonna keep that to a minimum. So I think it's your turn.
All right, so I guess I'll start. I'm actually going to kind of go back into time, and I'm going to take it back to 2014, and I picked up the exclusive from TFCon 2014, which is Axis, which is a black repaint of their Huffer mold, and it's fine for what it is. I do have a pipes version as well, and a Huffer version. I think a Huffer version. Don't remember.
Do you have the hauler?
That's the Huffer, right?
The yellow? No,
the yellow one. No, I do
there's
not have the
Huffer,
yellow one. I do not have the yellow
So
one.
I got this figure and hauler in a 2-pack for like $20 because they weren't selling from TF Source like in 2015.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I mean, it's definitely not fans' toys. It's definitely not. I don't even know if I would compare it to Bad Cubes, but it's different. It's a different color on the shelf, so it wasn't too expensive. So it was a easy pickup, and I like the way the box looked.
The box is really nice. Yeah.
And so, yeah, it wasn't too expensive, so easy grab. And I wasn't at this con. I didn't even know about the TFCon or any Transformer conventions at that time. So this was a cool little pickup.
Yeah, I only knew about botcon at that time, and I just picked them up because they were cheap. So it looks like some people do want to talk about that. The HasLab really quick. The Libra review says the chest on the Optimus is off, though. That's Well, I always like the not armored up versions, and it did look off, which is why one of the reasons why I didn't get it. Buzzsaw says he skipped it. He has the originals and the yellow version, not what he thinks of for a 40th anniversary. If this was the yellow version, I would have backed it in a heartbeat without. If they could have released the original molds, and I would have picked it up. I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but I would have picked up a repaint for
I tried
that.
to get you to get the
And
yellow one.
I will eventually. I will.
I saw it.
Cheryl says he wasn't alive for the original, but he loved the design and decided to do it. I don't blame you. If
Yeah.
you don't have the originals, if I didn't have the originals somewhere, I would have probably picked this up.
Yeah. I would have been on the fence. I would have been probably more off the fence of getting it. I still don't like the Magnus, but I think I probably would have got it.
Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Glad to see you here. Oh,
Yeah.
and hello, Freakenstein as well. I hope
Yeah.
you're doing well. Chris
Looks
says, so you bought it for the box?
No. No, this one is going to be on the shelf. The box will probably join some other boxes back there.
Trey Fi says, fitting he started his haul with a buy of Desaurus. Ironically, it was purchased from a bot.
Who was that
Well,
bot?
I think it kind of makes sense for bots to be selling spare cons they have around.
Yeah. Huh. That must have been a cool fella that you got that from.
All right. Well, I'll continue. So I got this from my dad. Shout out to him. He was there. And that is Universe Soundwave, which I know doesn't look like Soundwave, but I love the like toxic deco he has going on. I love the radiation symbol down there. The missile's really cool. He did come with Space Case as well, which is nice. This mold is always a lot of fun. So I'm excited. And you guys know I really like this mold. I think it's, I would love to get a G1 stalker at some point because I like it. And they're probably not watching, but I'm just gonna give a shout out to the Chosen Prime because they're a really good company, and this might work out. Just putting it out in the universe.
Hey.
So I know both of us would pick it up. Don't say you wouldn't.
Don't put that pressure on me. I mean, yeah, I would, but geez.
But like this just looks cool. Maybe not a sound wave, call them toxic wave or something.
Yeah,
but the colors are really nice, and then he has a little friend to go with them that are the same colors. So I'm really happy to have this set. And I'll be putting it up with my other universe figures. I just have to find room on the shelf. So
I'm still trying to talk your dad into adopting me. I mean, again, he doesn't have to pay the bills.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. He texted me and he says he's going to look into the adoption paperwork.
There we go. I'll have to do like the hyphenated botcon or something like that,
Bobby the botcon?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
All right. So then we're going to keep going, unless there's some comments that popped up.
Let's see. Buzzsaw Eject said it was so cool to see Welker hand Bobby the script. He had to rewind and watch it again to verify what he was seeing. You're very lucky.
It was so cool. And I guess since we are talking about our TFCon hauls, here's that script. And
so you got to get that framed, and then you have to show it off on whenever you get it framed, that haul.
Yeah, I will probably go do that literally like tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the first day I have. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. I take that back. I don't have any downtime this week. Like literally,
well,
I have plans
when you
morning.
do,
yes, I will.
I think you should go get a screen cap of him handing you that picture and have that with a picture of that and maybe another picture of like the panel itself. That would be really cool. Or put with you and them. Maybe you and them. Maybe a picture of you and them. That would look
have
really
that too.
Cool.
Matter of fact, I got to get that picture. I should have.
You will. Yeah. You guys will see that soon.
Soon.
Freakenstein is asking you if you saw his video of King Toy Stegosero 4th mode.
I did not see a 4th mode. Hell, I was struggling with the 2nd mode.
Okay, let's see. We do have some comments. Trey Fi says, and my big packages finally made it all the way in from LA. I'm happy to
Nice.
hear that. That is always stressful. I remember when I shipped stuff back from Orlando and I was like running around with the chicken with my head cut off trying to get those things.
This is actually the first time that I did not have to send anything. I actually took everything on the plane with me.
Yeah, so you're lucky. Blue DeSeo says, call him Radway for radiation waves. I like
I
that.
like that.
I am going to steal that. So thank you. That is now headcanon. And then Paolo says, I see those figures giving Hasbro ideas for Double Dealer and Soundwave repaints. They love their repaints. They didn't do anything with that Double Dealer mold. They just did Double Dealer and that was it. They could have done, this Soundwave, the other Soundwave, Stalker, Red Alert, the Cybertron Defense, Red Alert, Countdown. There was so much they could have done and they didn't do anything. So it seems like they pick and choose what repaints they want. Anthony says, are you still selling bots still? I'm assuming he's talking about the Deathsaurus. I think you're all out, right?
I have one on hold and I have to check. There was also one other person that was interested in it. But send me your information on botcon@gmail.com and I'll see. I'm gonna check to make sure this week. If the initial person still wants it, the second person still wants it, and I think if not, then it's all yours.
Okay, I like this idea for a video. Steve says we should reenact that script.
That
would be fun.
That would be fun. It would be terrible, but it'd be fun.
It would. The Lieb review says Welker is a voice legend. If you watch any cartoon, chances are he did a voice in it. Same thing with Cullen, Peter Cullen. He was in a lot of stuff. Okay, Titan's talking to you directly.
Literally, if I just left this right now, I could go frame it. But I don't want to leave. Like you're kicking me out.
This is also directly to you. Stop folding that script and lay it flat.
It was given to me folded, so it's actually like naturally folding. But I do want to see
put
if
it
I
between.
can.
You got that big book, the Transformer book. Just put it on a table with the book on top.
Yeah, I do want to see if there's a way to get these creases out, but it's just like, so it's already like I just set it down. It already starts folding. So he had it in his jacket pocket. See,
he has excuses for everything.
These aren't excuses. These are truth facts.
Freakenstein says that the 5th mode is one he found.
Okay.
But the kaiju mode sounds really cool. Go ahead. You'll have to show me what that looks like. I'll look up the video. And yes, I appreciate the gift, Plutoseo. Okay, well, let's keep it going. Here you go. Blue DeSeo says to put it in a page protector for like comics and stuff. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Should do that. Yeah. Okay, let's keep it going. What do you have for us next?
All right, so we're going to keep it going with time frames. So I'm going to go back to 2018 and show these off. And this is going to be weird, but it's Car Crash by Fans Project, K-Bone by Fans Project, Downforce, and Lost Chance, which all came out in 2018. And then there it is, Petro, which came out in 2022. And I actually took these things out of the box, and here is their version of the G2 Minosaur. And I don't love it. I'll be honest, I don't love it. I think this is a problem that I probably have to solve. When there's nothing really happening, then I'll just randomly buy something. And this was my random buy for TFCon. Actually, this was my first buy as well.
So it was great for like 2014, 2015 when it came out. and I think you could figure that out. But if you give me a second, you can actually mistransform the legs to make it more in line with everything. I could send you pictures, but this is my normal Menasor. And if you look, they kind of like look a little more transformed, and it makes it look a little more uniform instead of just having cars on his legs.
Well, the crazy
Um,
thing about this one as well is that in the pictures, the cars are actually upside down,
mhm.
and you can't they won't
Put them
stay
on that way.
attached. They won't stay attached if they're upside down, which
Yeah,
was kind of weird.
yeah,
But yeah, there was some things you could do with the arms on these to I saw a
yeah.
couple of
To
different things
change
that
it up, like that's how
yeah,
it's supposed to be. But I mistransformed mine because I just think it looks a little neater. So,
but
yeah, that's a really cool figure. I'm glad you were able to get it and experience what old third party is like.
yeah, so I went back into time. I jumped on the time space bridge and went back and grabbed some stuff.
Hey, those came out long before 2018, Bobby.
Well, that one,
Yeah, the
the
repaints
thing
did.
too, the
Yeah,
repaints. So
yeah.
so that
So
was
yeah.
yeah, that's my 20 my going back into time with dates.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going back into time as well. I think this was 2013 or 2014, if we're gonna do that. And let's keep it G2. I got the G2 Electro from botcon. And you'll see why I picked this up in a second. But this looks fine. It's not my favorite. I got it because it was in a 2-pack with another character, but I do like the mold. This cup mold is really nice. The gold on it does not just come apart, so that's always good. I like the musket rifle thing that he has. The pink and the blue is actually really cool. So I'll be happy to add this to my collection, but it is not my favorite thing out there, in all honesty. So,
Yeah. Where are we gonna
and
go
then
next?
Steve says, first he says, go ahead and take cloning from that because there's probably, you know, DNA on that. I think it'd be a lot easier to find a cup or something from a con that they drunk out of. He also said, aren't the car bodies supposed to be on the rear of Menosaur's legs? So that's the Toon version of how it looks. Personally, I like them on the front. I like the car bots to actually become something other than just, you know,
And
armor.
just oops, just
See
to
you later,
show
Anthony. Have a good rest of your day.
that's what the back of it would look like if we flip like if we put the cars on the back, this is what would be in the front.
And Chris has a very good point. Did you notice any similarities in the engineering between G2 Menasor and Quantron?
Oh, good
You
question.
probably don't remember.
I don't. I liked Quantron better. I can't say that.
Quantron came out after that. So the one you have is technically Fans Project, or Menasor is technically Fans Project,
Yeah, this is fans project.
while Quantron was Make
Make
Toys.
toys. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me why they're so similar, but they're so different.
Yeah.
Like I think it's the same. It has to be the same company, doesn't it? I don't know. Third party
Who
companies don't
knows?
make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
Sharing plants and warehouses and stuff like that. Who knows?
mhm. All right,
Um,
what do you got for us?
all right. So I guess also then putting a time on something. This is Studio Cell, and this is the 86 version. So this is I think it's 01S or something like that. So this is the movie version of um Unicron, and I think I'm going to change some of the panels. This one is not as bad of a transformation as the Primus is, but I
Really?
yeah, I
Oh,
and this is when I first got the other version of this, the original one that came out, I hated it transforming it. After dealing with Primus and then going back to this, I was just like, oh, this is a breeze. So didn't take nowhere near as long. And I like that it has like little, if I can poke it. little light up features, stuff like that. I'm always a sucker for things like that. So I'm very happy with this. I will keep this one in the planet mode. The other version I'll keep in bot mode, and then of course I have the HasLab split into the planet and the bot. So adding to my unicorn collection.
I don't blame you. Some comments we have. Paolo says, is ankle tilt and toe tilt a new thing? He started collecting in 2020, and every time he sees a new figure from before Siege, they don't have it. So there were figures like this, which had it. And then there are figures like the one I'm going to be talking about next that don't. It was really just a if they could fit it in or not type of thing. At least that's um my take on it. I know Bobby was out of collecting at that time, so he probably doesn't know.
I was.
Yeah. But it became standard with Siege. You are correct. Let's see. So Chris says Fans Project and Make Toys are the same company.
Oh, makes sense.
That makes sense. Midnight says he got the G1 Predaking Platinum Edition. It arrived yesterday, unused, and was a lucky find. That definitely is a lucky find. That's a great figure. That's the Predaking, the G1 Predaking that I have. So let's see. So Blue DeSeo says after seeing Primus, he may want both, honestly, if he could make space. Yeah, that's the problem with those guys. They're huge. And Paolo says he loves Studio Cell way more than HasLab. What about you, Bobby?
I think the HasLab had the size. That's what the main seller on it. The size of it was amazing. The Studio Cells look better. They don't have all the kibble on the back of the legs, and it. So I they fit two different rounds of my collection.
Yeah, I get you. So the Libra review says, I think the color is off on the planet's mouth.
Let's see here.
It should be darker. I don't know. And I think he must bleach it because Deceptosaur's Den says Unicron's butthole lights up.
I can't. I can't with you. I can't with you. No comment. No comment. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you.
All right. Well, let's look at my next figure, and that is botcon Machine War Sandstorm. So like I was saying, no ankle tilt. And this came out at the same time as this. So this is why I got the 2-pack. I think I'm going to try to collect all the Machine Wars botcon figures. And I saw this for cheap. I got both of them for less than $85. And I like it. I like the bright blue. It looks like Sandstorm. I know you probably don't because it is a movie mold, Bobby, but I love how the helicopter blades wrap around him. I think that is so unique and cool. I have my original Skyhammer up there, but I really like this. He can't hold his gun up. I thought it was the screw. I tightened the screw. It didn't do anything. And I don't know why his gun needs it, but it has a stinger. So
I wasn't
whatever. But I really like this. I'm very happy to have it. And hopefully, I have that Machine Wars Prime from Fans Hobby. So we'll go ahead and add that to the collection.
Yeah. I love how different our collections are. Just as how different we are. I'm looking at the stuff you have, and I'm just like, I have no idea what that is or who that is, or So I love seeing all this.
Me too.
I'm torn here because I have 3 left.
I have 2 left. So why don't you do one, and then I'm gonna show off Mrs. Khan's haul, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So I guess I'll show this one off. This was what I was looking for. And it's Fans Toys Hydra, aka Six Shot. Finally found it. Uh, so happy. Thank you to the Chosen Prime. I don't know if they brought this because I asked them or if they just happened to have it, but I did see this in the bin. Be, luckily we were able, and this is what I forgot to show off, which James, I don't know if you have yours. One of the non-transforming things that we got was exhibitor passes. And so that was really cool. So I was able to talk to them and they had one and I immediately grabbed it. So all of the molds, his alt modes aren't great, which I never thought they were with Six Shot, but I'm happy to have this one in my collection. So I think I have every third party version of Six Shot now. So
Yeah, I wish I picked that up when it was. I remember, I think I had it on pre-order and I canceled it, and I wish I would go back and change it, but I didn't have the money at the time. So, oh well. Looks great though. You never know. Maybe I'll pick it up one of these days, or they'll come out with a KO version because I would totally get that as well.
Mhm.
So, Freakenstein says mini. I think he means my collection. Mini collection is more like Bobby's, but he plans on getting all of James's too. So come over to the dark side. Steve says, will Mrs. Khan be presenting her haul? So she will not be. She's still a little iffy on going live. So she's probably watching right now. So go ahead and say hi, Mrs. Khan, in the chat while we go over her hauls. And the first one, these are weird. So she likes the weird KOs.
I wonder where
Yes,
she gets
and
that
Chris,
from.
it's past what I think is weird. So Chris says the G Creation Six Shot is really good too. I love that things.
She is hiding.
And she's hiding. Sorry, guys. So, so she got these, which are like undersized Beast Wars figures. Like, they're so strange. And she saw these and she had to get them just because they were so weird. I've never seen anything like this. If you've seen any undersized, like these are super undersized. Like, look how small that Megatron is. I know Bobby can't wait to get that Megatron. We have to find
got
one
it.
for him.
I got it. It's right there.
Okay, good.
She's holding on to it.
These are really weird, but it's pretty cool. The next one she got is a giant Cybertron Starscream, which is cool as well. The colors are really interesting. I think she's going to repaint this one, which will be cool because I'm going to buy the Hasbro Starscream, so they'll go together. But I think it's cool.
It's ironic that she picked that up before we knew about the Starscream.
Well, I knew about the Starscream.
Okay.
But you just weren't paying attention. But I didn't put two and two together until just now pulling it out of the bag. And the last thing, which I think is the coolest one that I told her she can't repaint, but she already wasn't planning to, is G1 combining Dinobots.
They are.
Which are really interesting. If you look, it looks like Predaking in the center. And but it's like they're using, right? It's weird. And they're using like, what's that called? The TFCon molds as well. I've seen these online, never seen it in person. So, I think it's really cool. Yeah, it's unique. He said he just bought it in Singapore. So I'll be happy to see her open this up and actually mess with a Transformer. She usually just keeps them in the back room until she can paint them. So that's everything she got. So let's see. We have some comments. Is that a Korean piece? Steve asks. Honestly, I don't know which one you're asking about, but I think this one it was made in Los Angeles. I think this is a Mexican piece, honestly. Yeah, because it has both English and Spanish on it. So that's kind of weird. Yeah. So
Oh, he was talking about the Cybertron Starscream.
the Cybertron Starscream. Okay. Now I don't know that much about Korean, but I think that's Chinese.
What?
I know it's not Japanese.
No hooked on phonics or anything like that?
No, I took Japanese in high school, not Chinese. But I'm pretty sure this is a Chinese piece. Could be wrong. Let's see. Yes, those Dinobots are cool but weird colors. Maybe that'll be the Kang Toys repaint, Bobby.
Don't put that out in the
I would
atmosphere.
buy it. And yes, your eyes did just explode. I appreciate letting that happen for you. And very eclectic pickups, Mrs. Khan. That's usually what she's looking for. She always looks for the weird ones, which, it's the reason why I married her. So, with that said, let's move on to Bobby's final two things. Well, do one first, and then we'll finish it off. Don't do them both at the same time, unless you really want to. That's up to you.
No. So I'm going to start with this one, which is MP5G, which is the gold Megatron that I actually had Peter sign. So this was really cool. I did just pick this up at the con as well. I needed something for him to sign, and voila, this is what I came up with. So it's again, I got this from the Chosen Prime. Shout out again to them. So it was really cool because again, I'm not necessarily into the gold figures, but this is one I don't have. I love the gun mode, of course, and to have Peter sign it, or Frank sign it, works wonders for me.
Well, I think with this too is it's gold Megatron, but it's not Golden Lagoon Megatron.
It is
It's not gold from head to toe. He still has a silver face. He still has
right. Yeah, there's still
on him.
colors.
It's not just one color.
Yeah, and you can see the purple, the blue, the red,
the silver face. I think that looks really cool. I think they should have given him maybe like a darker face, a darker silver face paint. But
and even on black, there's black and stuff in there as
well.
Now,
do you have MP5, the normal one?
I do not.
So that's going to be a that was my first masterpiece figure. You're in for a time.
Yeah. I sometimes have to look. I do not have MP5. I have 36 and 36 plus.
Yeah. So let me know what you think of that transformation.
Yeah. If I open it.
If you open it, yes. Steve says if Steph repaints the Starscream, show us the results. I definitely will. Maybe we'll do a custom showcase, especially since Bobby wants to finish one. You do the customizing class one.
From the first class?
No, from this one. You want to finish it.
I have to get it again.
Okay, well, that's another story.
I lost I don't know what happened.
I don't know how you lost your customizing class.
I could have swore it was in the bag, but I think James got me for it. That's what I think happened.
I needed a backup. You mean Frank signed it, Bobby? Yes, don't forget.
Yeah, I did say Peter.
Yeah. Paolo says that Gold Meg's a sick. It really is. It's a gold member. And Trey Fi says, did we buy Frank Welker a drink for his birthday? They kind of ushered him in the room and ushered him out of the room.
Back up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we couldn't have, but
I would have.
That would have been really cool. But I think he probably would have been wasted with how many people would have done that.
That too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's move on. So this is my second most favorite bot I picked up, and that is Fans Hobbies SG Armada Prime Naval Commander. Why didn't you tell me how good this was? Like so the legs look horrible like that, but when you extend the legs, he actually looks pretty proportionate. And the double jointed ball joint in here, more figures need to do that. It gives them so much more expressiveness. And I was also debating on whether or not to have them in combined mode or whatnot. But I think since I always talk about how I like the little mode, I decided this. And I think this is the perfect color for me to get because the other ones don't do it for me. But this is great. Like, I really like this. It's this is better. But this is really good. I got number 145. The reason why I picked this up is because I realized they were numbered and limited to 600. So when I found that, I was like, yes, I need to pick it up. But this is really cool. Bobby lied to me. He said it wasn't his favorite figure. So I honestly I like it better than the Power Master Prime one. I think it flows a little bit nicer than that.
Then Delta Magnus?
Like not Delta Magnus because of the color scheme.
The orange,
but that
the
mold.
fire guts and
yeah, because like it transforms easier. When you put that when you turn it into a box and slide it in, that never works properly with me.
That's user error.
No, it's not. It's every mold has that. So but I really like it. Honestly, and for an SG Prime, it makes sense that he'd be going around trying to steal all the minicons.
Hey.
So, and it'll look good with what's it called? Galvatron. Yeah, and the weathering on him is really cool. I already stickered him up with the Autobot symbols. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It was worth the money. So
I'm happy that you're happy with it. I'm very surprised that it's so high on your list because you were
I'm surprised too because I just picked it up because it was numbered and then I got it open and I'm like, you know what? This is really fun.
I told you when I got my first one.
I'm glad I didn't get that one though. I've got to say, I think these colors really work better.
I think you should get the Nemesis now. Go ahead and get the Nemesis now. Put your
pre-order on. Well, and then let's talk about some of these comments. So Titan says the SG version looks great, but he's surprised I didn't get the Nemesis version. It's because it one has baby blue,
teal,
and two, no, it has enough blue, just not the right blue. And two, it's supposed to the Nemesis Armada Prime I had like a tan color, and it's missing that tan. So if they come out with the color, the US colors that I want, then I'll pick it up. And then Trey Fi says it looks good in hand. He's definitely looking for the right Nemesis Prime. What do I think would be the best Nemesis Prime? Oh my God. Are you looking for a G1 Prime or not? So if you're looking not for a G1 Prime, my favorite one is the Universe that turns into the Mammoth. That's always going to be my favorite Nemesis Prime, no matter what. But if you're looking for a good G1 Nemesis Prime, I don't have it, but I think the Magic Square, was it? The one that we got the Ultra Magnus from. The oversized Magic Square.
They didn't make a Nemesis one.
They didn't? I thought they did.
Because I would have got it. I thought they only. Yeah. I don't know. Not. It was. Gosh, I'm trying to look at.
I thought they did.
No, I don't think they did. I think they only did the Prime and the Magnus in oversized. But there was another company that did. It was a KO though. The knockoff ones.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay.
TE
Transform Element. Yeah, so those are good as well. But if you want one that kind of merges everything, I would probably say Fans Harvey's Arch Enemy because it's different from the normal Prime. So I think that would be cool. It really depends on what version of Nemesis Prime you're looking at. Let's see. Chris says, I'm glad you got a copy of that mold. Yes, I am too. I was going to skip out on it, but I'm glad I picked it up.
So you should start listening to me more.
No, that's why.
Because I told you to get it.
You don't even play with your figures, so you don't even know what's good.
Even at the con, you were like, "No, I'm not going to get it," and I was like, "Get it!" I was the one who told you it was numbered.
Yeah, and then that's why I picked it up. So the purple does pop, especially when you have it in combined mode, and the gold and the black is like everywhere else, and the purple's just on the chest. So
I still haven't combined mine yet, though. I
here,
haven't
and
done
then
one line
I
yet.
skipped one. Let's go. So 3D printing Titan said it's Alvin. He brought the 3D printed 40-inch Metroplex and 40-inch Trypticon for display.
Yes,
Nice meeting
Alvin.
you guys. It was amazing meeting you too, and seeing those in person was phenomenal.
Yes, Alvin, we want to get some time with you. We'd love to bring you on the shows, and let you talk about what else you're working on. I didn't want to spill it, but oh man, he has some great stuff he's working
He
on.
says 60-inch Metro Titan is 90% done.
Well, there you go. That's one of the things that he mentioned he was working on. That is dope.
Titan says MS has a Nemesis Prime. He has it, and it's great. So I think the one we got is number 2, but they put out some before.
They have an oversized Nemesis
Yeah,
Prime?
because they had two. What we got was Masterpiece number 2, I think. I don't know.
I think I would have bought it.
But he says he's looking for just a badass looking third party Masterpiece Nemesis Prime. So in that frame of mind, I would probably go with Fans Hobby's Arch Enemy, because it's unique enough. It has a giant sword and it looks pretty cool.
Talking about this one?
Talking about that one, yeah, for a Nemesis Prime. That's what I would recommend. It's not a straight up, oh, look, see, I like it. It's not a straight up Optimus Prime redeco. Well, we appreciate it, Alan, for starting this new channel. We're going to have to go look into that because that's pretty cool. So,
yes. Everybody follow.
We applaud your insanity. Yes. So I actually saw the picture of him having the purple popsicle, and now I want one. So, go ahead. Okay. And Chris says he'd recommend TFC Nemesis Prime. That's one I forgot about. I take back my Fans Hobby Arch Enemy and I say go get Dark Savior. Definitely. Definitely. Right, Bobby?
I can agree on that.
Yeah. If you don't have that mold as well, go look up TFC's Dark Savior. I know it's sold out at the show, at least from the Chosen Prime. So that's what I would get. Yeah.
Yeah. That Dark Savior is amazing.
Why don't you show off your next figure?
All right. And I wouldn't be the bot if I didn't get Peter Cullen. I did say Peter correctly this time to sign. Again, something I picked up at the show, the 20-year anniversary edition of Optimus Prime. This was never put on the shelf at retail. So this was literally cracked open from a box from Hasbro, never put on the shelf, no sticker price or anything on there. So I was able to grab this and get Peter to sign it. This was really, really cool. Again, I don't know if I'll open this either, but because I already have so many primes, I might just this won't fit on my prime shelf in the box. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'll put it somewhere, but I definitely wanted to have the signature and show this. So this is my favorite item I think I picked up at the show, between this and Meg's. So
yeah, what was cool about that is they had like a shop and they didn't put any of the stuff out, and the kids were selling their mom's old stock that was just in a storage bin. So they had a lot of stuff that was brand new. So that was really cool.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see. Blue DeSeo says keep it mint in box.
Yeah.
So this is something that I did not keep mint in box, and I'm very excited with how I have it displayed. So I got Beast Botcon Shockeract. I got this box for it because he flakes a lot. And then I realized the box actually fits in the box. And I absolutely love this. This looks like a museum piece to me. This is a figure I've always wanted. I have a review of it going up tonight for members. Everybody else tomorrow. And it's just really cool. Look at that. It's a face only Bobby could love. So
skipping on by
But this is really cool. Like it feels like I
I
have a
like the
piece of
display.
history
I like how
here.
you have that done.
Right? Isn't it cool? It fits perfectly. So I might try to make it airtight. Um, but I really like this, and I would love to get it signed by somebody, but I don't know who to get it signed by because he
I'll
didn't
sign
really
it for
list
you,
it.
James.
I don't want to ruin it.
That's gonna enhance the value by at least 3 or 4 pennies.
Well, that's the thing. So I got this at the Chosen Prime booth, and they said that it was opened, but they didn't know if it was really opened, and it it wasn't opened. So I'm very happy with this. I feel like I got a steal for this. It looks so good. Um, I hope you guys like that review. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and yeah, go. I would appreciate it if you could go watch it. So Chris Norris says he hopes Transart does a Shocker Act. I'm right there with you. I will be picking that up too, if not 2 or 3 of those, just to have them displayed next to this. And I know Bobby says he's not going to pick it up, but he always picks those things up.
I have to see it, I guess. I have no connection to the character.
Yeah, and you didn't. How many of the figures you have that you have a true connection with? 75% of them.
No, 74.
I was going to say less.
um,
um, Deceptosaur's Den says to keep those 2 figures signed on the same shelf with the frame script between them. That would be pretty cool. That would be a
yeah,
big shelf.
yeah. I'm looking at kind of the art I have on my walls in here, and then I'm trying to debate if I want to put it in my little mini museum that's over there or what. So yeah, it's going to be something. I'm going to put these up, but I want to make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, yeah, it
But
makes
that is a
sense.
good idea to have both signed with this other signature.
That would be cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
and with your picture in there too with
Yes,
them.
with my picture
Because
in
you only
there.
got one picture with both of them, right?
Right. Well, and I mean this time, yes, and I also have the picture from last year with
Oh, with
Peter
with,
as
with
well.
just Peter. Yeah. No. So, well, that's everything I think that we got at TFCon. He has to
Doing
do
one,
another look.
doing one final check. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that is. This has actually been the lightest load that I've picked up from TFCon. I'm actually happy about it because it means that I'm almost current and I'm not paying late taxes anymore.
Yes, you definitely are not. I will continue to pay him for the botcon figures. But again, what can you do with those? I mean, they're exclusives from that thing. It says it's from July of 2000. So um,
Mm,
let's see. Chris says, "Nice hauls, guys. Thank you, thank you."
thank you.
Trey Fi says, "Shout out to Alan with those transformer magnets." Yes, shout out
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
Ryan says, "What was the one figure you were hoping to see there, but you
I
didn't?"
know,
I could
Jay.
answer Bobby's for
I
you
can
right
answer
now.
yours.
It's Bobby's is going to say Fans Toy Spotter.
And James is going to say the rat bat that was like a humanoid or something like that, that I have absolutely no idea where it came from.
Yes, exactly. That's how we like to keep it. We're secretive over here in the Decepticon base. But yeah, so those were our 2 figures that we wished we would have saw but did not.
Yeah, I went in
So
looking for Hydra and Spotter, so to find one out of 2, I'm very pleased.
yeah. So you have one more to get, and maybe you could pay the $800 online for it.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Just do it. You got
No,
nothing to lose. Didn't you paid $800 for one of those Dinobots?
really, that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna bring up old stuff. Shout out to Eric for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I honestly give me 400. I'll go ahead and get one of those $800 spotters offline.
Oh,
I think that's a good deal.
I think it's supposed to be a bad figure, so I'm not gonna be helping you with that. Deceptosaurus Den says he just wanted to say he's with me on wanting a Decepticon repaint on the King Toys dinos. He quit on MP, but those would get my money. Yes. I still don't know where that black repaint came from with the red stegosaur. Are they spikes? Fins? I don't know what those are called on the back of the Stegosaurus. I don't know where that repaint came from out of nowhere.
It was
Like,
well, it was
there
before
was
we saw
one
the
photo
gray.
shoot with it. Yeah, but we saw the gray before as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, again, Kang Toys, from what we've seen with their Predaking, they did release a second color, even if it was all gold, which again, I don't want to. I've been there, done that. Don't want to do that again. If they came out with those darker black and reds in it, I'd be right back there getting the second
I
set.
me me too. And Steve says they're called dorsal plates, so thank you because
Yes, thank you.
I
Somebody
don't
paid
know.
attention in science
Oh, and
class.
Deceptosaurus Den says dorsal plates as well.
Somebody else
So,
paid attention to science in science class.
uh, yeah. So they're really cool looking figures, but I just don't want them in the normal. I already have combining um, Dinobots, and I don't need what's it called, another one like Bobby.
You can never have too many Dinobots unless they look bad. Then you have too many
You'd still buy
Dinobots.
them.
No, I don't. Well, I did buy that cheap knockoff. I can't even call it a knockoff, but those were like $30.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's how you're
so
going to justify it.
I mean, in that case, yes, but I'm not gonna buy like a $200 figure ugly Dinobot set. I'm not that
So if
crazy.
Fans Toys came out with an ugly Dinobot, you wouldn't pick it up.
No, because they're not gonna come out with an ugly Dinobot.
You would, yeah.
Duh.
You never know. So,
Unless it's like a Beast Wars something or whatever that I don't care about.
but then you'd pick it up because you always say you're not going to pick up these Beast Wars figures, but you always pick them up. So
I haven't picked up all of them. I'm not picking up that Silver Bolt thing or
you
the.
have one less than I have.
That's only because I bought multiples of or the different colors of the same figure.
That's
Like
what I did too.
you bought all
No,
three?
I take that back. We have the same amount of figures. Never mind.
I doubt that.
Because you got the original Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. We have the
Okay.
same amount of Transart figures.
I don't. I mean, I'm still not. I'm not getting. That's only because you're not getting the ones that you said you were gonna get as well, like the Cobra, Scorpion,
Well, when I found
Elephant
out
thing or
that
whatever.
that would actually be kind of cool, a Cobra Elephant. Just gonna put that out there for a new Fusor design. Well, it has a bendy wire. I don't like those. So when they come out with a proper arm for it, then I'll pick it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's some that James has passed on, and he said he was gonna get, and
I think I've gotten every release besides that Quick Strike that they've come out with. That I've gotten one color of the release. I didn't get the Cheetor because I got the Ravage. I've
see,
got you have more Transart figures than me.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because you got the normal Rat Trap too. You
I
have
got
one
three
more
rat trap.
Transart
I
figure
got
than me.
3 rat
Yeah,
trap.
I have two
Okay.
because I didn't want the normal color. Look at you. Look at you, you Beast Wars masterpiece Beast Wars collector over there. You've also got masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron. I think you have Optimus Prime, even if it's the red color. Look at you over there collecting Beast Wars.
I'm collecting Transformers.
Yeah, no, it's all good, you know. So,
Oh,
and hello, Steve. I hope you're doing fine. And Deceptosaurus did a stinger trunk on the Scorpion Elephant. That with the ears being Cobra frills as well. That
oh
would be
my
kind of
god.
cool. Yeah, there you go. Bobby
Terrible
will pick it
idea.
up. Beast War, you appreciate Beast Wars. You have to appreciate adds more to collect. I think that's why Bobby has a lot of them.
I like the colors. That's what it was. I like the color, and they got me. But
And you
that's
just buy stuff.
Is I tell you, these slow months hurt me. Like right now, this is a slow month, and I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh, there's nothing out there."
Is that why you
So,
bought Thundertron?
yeah, honestly,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, honestly.
yeah. So, um, we'll see. I'm looking forward to those pre-orders coming up on the new Hasbro figures, and then I'll be in Bobby's boat buying some. So, time
Yeah,
will tell.
yeah, we'll see if I keep my pre-orders. I don't know yet. It's I don't know. Again, slow month and pre-orders for
Well,
Hasbro
you
pop
might
up,
as
and I'm
well.
like, "Yes."
They're going to be rare. You might as well pick them up and then sell them at a con, unless you find them at Ross before then, which is always a possibility.
That would be great. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I'd buy
2
doubles.
weeks after release, they're at Ross, I'm all for it.
I would be too. So,
Oh, there's some comments in here.
hmm so the Septosaurus Den says Bobby's a little sun tsundere on the Beast Wars figs. There you go, Bobby. It's a word for you to look up.
I know I am. My vocabulary has to expand.
Buzzsaw EJX says he used to work around the corner from Sharp Sound, who did the audio for Beast Wars. One of his favorites because of the story. I do think the story is much better. It's more coherent. And I actually was talking to some people at TFCon. I forgive me, I don't remember exactly who it was, but they said it was because the story was written by non-Transformers fans. So they were able to do something a little different, which I appreciate.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Paolo says Kingdom did a good job with Beast Wars. That's how he remembers him from when he was in the 90s, when he was a teen in the 90s. They did. That Hasbro, I don't know if they switched people or whatever, but I have them actually there. They're right there. They look a little, they're falling down. But that time of Hasbro, they came out with some really good figures.
Yeah.
And Bobby looks like he's really tired and holding in
No,
yawns.
no, I know. I was just like, "Whew." I had T-ball this morning. I coached my daughter's T-ball team, so it's been like nonstop all day and
Yeah.
night and everything for a full week. So it's been fun.
Yeah. Well, back to Kingdom. I think they did a great job back then. I'd love to see them do a unified line like that now because it seems like they're all over the place.
I like Kingdom. I mean, honestly, I like Siege and
I like
Warp.
Siege too.
Yeah,
Earthrise was hit or miss,
yeah.
but still was better than what we're getting now.
Once when they introduced Legacy, I was just like, I don't like this.
I think the quality went down too.
Yeah.
So the Lieb review says he's seen the Legacy Sandstorm video reviews, review videos. There's I said it backwards. He doesn't think he's going to get it now. So I saw a comment that on our last video that we got this morning that said that he think the commenter, I don't have the name, I just glanced at it, said that he thinks it's worth the money because the quality is better in the plastic and it's very complicated. So I hope that's the case for people like Bobby, so they feel like they get their money's worth. Um, it's just very, very tiny.
Well, I agree with his comment. I mean, it is a triple changer, so the alt modes look decent. I mean, I like the
They do.
helicopter mode, the buggy
The
mode is
bot mode looks good
and the
too.
bot mode looks. It's just the
All three
size.
modes. Yeah.
It's
Uh huh.
just so I agree with that comment because there is a lot of engineering that had to go into making, because usually with triple changers, it's usually one mode looks great, the other mode is off, and then the bot is somewhat in between. So I think they did a really good job with that. So I will give uh, Hasbro kudos on that. But I'm still in for it. I mean, I'm hoping that it cures my sandstorm fix that I need right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will be skipping it. I don't. If they made a leader that was good, I'd be picking it up. But I haven't really seen one that doesn't have a lot of corners cut. Like, look at that tiger hawk with the underneath of the wings that you have to buy like a 42 part piece to just fill in those wings. It's kind of crazy. Um, I don't know. I don't think it would have needed to be huge for me to get it. It would have just needed to be a little more. complete. Like even Astro Train and Blitzwing came with extra parts. Blitzwing had those stupid glove
That
things,
was
which were
stupid.
stupid. Don't
That
get
was
me
so
wrong,
stupid.
but at least it had those. Astro Train had the extra caboose thing. You know what
That
I
was,
mean? So it still made it seem a little bit more. They could have
Astro was
gave
cool.
the Sandstorm comes with a cage,
I,
and it's not bad. It's kind of cool for what it does, but I feel like it's not that much of a difference.
uh, somebody brought up Eight Face and Snapdragon.
I was just about to say. Midnight Madness says he likes Ape Face and Snapdragon for triple changers. Those are my favorite Hasbro triple changers. Those two.
I swear that Ape Face, the G1 toy was the alt modes, the jet modes were beautiful. The animal modes were, I don't know. Like Ape Face was, I had Ape Face as a kid and I didn't really care for it too much. But the KFC's versions in MP size are really cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping that somebody else does them. I really want Make Toys to do them, but now with what they're doing with this color verse, I don't think we're ever going to see anything but Seekers from them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Titan says he was excited for Sandstorm, but he thinks he's out. There are different reviews and all had issues with the chest not pegging in properly. That's something I didn't know. So
That's the stuff that I would hate.
Yes, that definitely takes it down a few pegs.
Because actually, no, I shouldn't say it. I haven't had any QC issues on the last 10 figures or so I've bought. I'm on a roll right now.
I'm not going to say nothing.
My Pengu Toys Optimus did not have any issues. I transformed it. No issues. Who's winning? This guy.
Deceptosaurus Den says, then there's Broadside, where all three modes are always trash.
We just cannot get a correct Broadside.
And Paolo says he doesn't understand why they can't get Broadside right. Aircraft carrier is basically a brick. Exactly. They just need that brick to turn upside down and pop out fins and wings and become a robot. You're 100% correct, because that, like, the one from Titan's Return, that jet was crazy until you mistransformed it. But I don't know what they were thinking with that.
No. I've never had a Broadside until then.
John says, what's good? And I hope you're doing great, John. And he forgot this was a thing today. No worries. You could go ahead and watch the full thing after the fact.
Yes. We appreciate you tuning in when you could.
Mm-hmm. So Paolo says that chest QC issue on Sandstorm looks like a Kiki fix. Well, at least that would be easy, though.
Okay, I can do that. I have a nice bottle of Kiki right here.
There you go. Titan says KFC has Ape Face and Snapdragon, and they're good. So I don't like Ape Face with his really wide wings that come off. They showed off, Make Toy showed off the, what's it called? Their Snapdragon, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, so I didn't get KFC's. And now the KFC ones are so expensive nowadays, so I'll be out on that.
I mean, they have the two colors too, which is cool. I haven't picked up the second color. I thought about it, but there was just other pre-orders and stuff that I had.
And it's not like a completely new color. It just has a little bit of,
it's white.
I think it's silver instead of white, or white instead of silver.
Yeah, it's white legs, which again, I may pick them up at some point in time.
Yeah. Jay says he just needs a chug scale Sandstorm.
Yeah.
So, that's not bad if you're looking for a leader class. If you don't mind paying leader class prices, go ahead and get it. What are our Transformers count each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 10. I think we were about the same, including the exclusives.
Yeah, I think I have 11.
11? So I have 10. I have one less than you.
Well, I have 2 wingmans, so that's So yeah, 11 or 12, something like that, which is actually really good. I'm very surprised. Not surprised, but still good.
um,
Let
yeah,
me
go
collect.
ahead and follow John's lead and go ahead and hit that like button.
Oh yes, please. Good. That's a great comment there, John.
Alex Xavier says possible Titan class broadside. I can see them doing that out of
Tidal wave.
Tidal Wave and making everybody like Bobby mad.
I would be mad. I can't even lie. I would be mad. I said, "What is this?" It's, the triple changer is three separate vehicles.
Titan says he was waiting for you to break out the abacus for your count. He didn't go crazy this time, so
No,
he might have
no.
to do it on the halls later on. You might
It's
have to
yeah.
wait and see, but
February
time will tell.
February was
Crazy for you.
February was definitely
Hey, you need another one like that, and where I could just sit back and relax.
February was definitely interesting. I don't think my March and my January, I don't think touch February.
Blue Deseo said he got 10 figures too, so you didn't do bad. You didn't do bad at all. 10
Yeah.
is a good amount, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 is good.
Steve says it looks like Thrilling 30 Sandstorm is better than the new Legacy one. I agree with a little asterisk that I don't want a G1 styled Sandstorm. For people like Bobby that are looking for that G1 style Sandstorm, I
I
think
need
he
it.
would prefer the new one. But
Yep.
I do think the other one is, it has more features with the gun and stuff. And I think I like the alt modes. They're so crazy and wacky, and I love them. But they're not G1 at all. I think it looks nicer. I like the proportions better. And I keep looking over because I'm looking at it. I talk. Um,
I
so
can't see.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, my G1 stuff is in another room. I can't see it, unfortunately.
Gilgamesh says he prefers an octane to complete the con triple changers. Well, if the leaks are true, you're not going to get an octane, and you're going to get another Springer, and
Yeah.
there not even any plans for a broadside. So maybe broadside and octane will be 2025, because that would annoy me too.
You know, and this just reminded me. I know when we reviewed the Hasbro um live stream that they just did, we were thinking that Optimus Prime might be his favorite. I don't remember. I was thinking maybe it's Swoop. Maybe we'll finally get Swoop.
Yeah, I actually saw somebody post that, and I was like, oh, all right, well, you're going to show off Swoop. Here you go. You still have a little 2 weeks to beat February's record. He believes in you. Get to
It,
ordering, Bobby.
honest, like I don't have anything else to order, and I'm just waiting for they have to start saying pre-orders. Let's do it. I So yeah, it's just been slow, and I think it could be because everybody's getting back from Chinese New Year. Maybe that's what it is, and they're kind of trying to
Hey,
get
I
everything.
had something ship 2 days ago that I didn't even notice. So I'm very excited to get that and stay tuned for that.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple of things that hopefully will be getting here.
And hopefully it gets here before the end of the month.
Yeah,
So this is a cool idea. Deceptosaur says he wants a Titan class broadside with the headmaster that's a fighter plane. That's really interesting and cool. I can see that going somewhere.
it's just crazy that I don't know. It's so hard to recreate something that's going to make everyone happy. So I understand Hasbro's dilemma. It's more so when they just do stuff and it's just like, who are you trying to sell this to? Like you're not looking at your original fans, you're not looking at your new fans. It's just like you're just threw something out there and said, "Hey, let's see if these dummies will buy it." That's how I almost feel with some of the stuff they come up with.
Yeah. Some of the stuff definitely.
Because a Titan sized broadside as a triple changer would then not scale with their triple changers.
Broadside ain't going to scale with no, but it's just like Astro Train, where it doesn't matter what mode he's in, he's not going to scale with
Yeah,
anybody if he's big or small. Paolo says he wouldn't mind a new Octane if it was just a re-release of the last one. They did it right. I agree. Titans Returns Octane is actually a really good figure, besides the stickers. But it's a really good figure. I mean, it is a headmaster, which is a little weird,
very weird.
but I think it looked very good. So, and that's why I didn't buy any of the triple changers. I'm just using those guys as mine.
Yeah, all those headmasters were weird at the. I was just like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I don't
Even
know. They were still good figures, though. They didn't
they
make sense,
were,
but they were good figures.
they
Yeah.
were. It just took me down. I was just like, this that makes no sense. I don't understand where
No,
we're going. Did I miss something in the comics? Which could have, of course, been highly likely.
I don't think you did. I just think they wanted to get characters out there in a headmaster line.
Yeah, that was.
Miss Parker says that she wants to see Mrs. Khan with a 3D printer. I think Bobby needs one too. We should get 2 3D printers. Go ahead and buy them, Bobby. I'll give you my address later.
I think Miss Tanya Parker should buy us all 3D printers.
That wouldn't be bad either. Go back to Johnny saying he's shooting for the Baltimore Con. What would be an average amount one should bring? That is a hard question and depends on what you're looking for. I honestly usually bring my budget around $1,000. I was under budget this one, which I was very happy with. But I think that is an appropriate amount. That leaves about, if you're like Bobby and you want all the exclusives, that's half of the money right there. Why are you looking at me like that?
You said like Bobby. I was just wondering where you were going to go with that.
Yeah, because I don't want all the exclusives. I might want all of them like Orlando, but then maybe not, depending on the exclusives. So,
yeah, I
yeah,
make my
it really
budget.
depends.
Yeah, I make my budget on Monday after the con. So
Yeah.
it's if you what I would say to do is go in with a list of what you're looking for and base it off of that to and you know I don't want to be in anybody's pockets because you know some people go with a couple of $100, some people have, I mean, I've heard, you know, people say I have $200 to spend and they make it work. I've heard people say 1,600. I've heard people say a couple grand. You know, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but it's probably better to go in with an idea of what you're looking for and then spend according to, I'm okay paying this amount for this figure, because sometimes you'll see something and it's just like, I want it, but that's way overpriced.
That's honestly why I'm under budget this time. I kept seeing a lot of stuff that I want, but one, it was in the package. I'm going to open it up, so give it to me used first of all. Two, it was like $150, and I'm like, I'm not paying. What was it? The 2007 movie repaint of Wing Saber for like $140, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. And again, if you have a good idea of what figures cost, like if you're looking on eBay or something like that, like I knew that I wanted Hydra. I know I've seen it for 3, 4, $500 on eBay and other sites. I want Spotter. I've seen it for 6, 7, $800. So if I see it at the con for $1,000, I'm passing on it. You know, if I see it for 300, 400, it's an instant buy. And those things will kind of fluctuate your budget. So again, I would make that list and see what you're comfortable spending.
Yeah, definitely. Deceptosaurus Den says he's thinking about the King Toy Stegosero. How good is it, Bobby?
I guess I would ask, do you have any of the Kang Toys figures? If the answer is yes, then it's right along with the Kang Toys figures that they've already released. If you don't, then it's going to poke you a little bit. There's going to be some joints that are kind of tight, which is good because they since they combined and you want that. Look wise, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The transformation again isn't that fun. I've only done it once. and right now it's in dyno mode. I have not transformed it to alt mode, so I don't know, or to the combined mode, so I don't know what that feels like yet. But it's, I guess we can start the phrase. It's very Kang toyish on
Yeah, I think they have
transforming
a
how it looks.
yeah, yeah. I think they have a
Um,
whole market now with their specific figures.
yeah, I mean, and I hope that helps.
Daniel Evans says, "Why don't they do the Sentitius twins?" I don't know what that means, Bobby. Do you know who those
I have
are?
I have the only twins I know are the Cloud Raker, the I can't think of, and Pounce, and there was Decepticon twins
So
and there was
it's
Autobot twins.
so these are Autobots, and they're from Earth Wars, and they look pretty cool, honestly. So
Guess I have to.
that would be cool. I'd buy them. um,
Well, then that means I
John
won't
says he
buy them.
looked into an Earthrise Optimus Prime and a third refractor to make a camera. You need that third one. And everybody's saying how much to bring. 1,000's a good number. $1 million. Chris is planning on having 5,000 for TFCon in Chicago.
When's it going back to Chicago?
And well, I mean, I think it makes sense that they would, but who knows? And Deceptor Den says he'll give Alvin his con money for a 4-foot tall Metroplex.
Yeah,
In Trey Fi, we talked to him. They had the Fortress Max he wanted. So try to go in with at least a few figures you want.
yeah. Yeah, if
Let's
it's your
see.
first con, I must admit, my first con, I had absolutely no idea, and I spent my money like I had absolutely no idea. And so, at the first con, I think I spent six six grand, I think. So you start getting wiser as well.
Yeah.
So
So, hi, Corrine. I'm glad to have met you at TFCon. She says that she has the King Toys Predaking combination was a painful day. Long event. She thinks she's out of the Dinobots, but it looks rad though. I completely agree. I transformed mine over 6 days. I did one a day. And I said, okay, there he is in arm mode. And then I went about my day. Then I came back the next day. Okay, he's good as a torso mode. And then I went about my day and I did that for the whole time because those are crazy to transform. And one day, I know Bobby's done them like multiple times in a day because he's a sadist over there. You got the gold ones, you mix and match, right, Bobby?
no, 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 not gonna do that at all. I
You
transformed
never gave us gold pants Predaking. Like you
and I'm
said you
not.
would. You need to do that. Well, you just
Uh,
unpeg them, right?
yeah, I'm not.
Come
He's
on, do it.
also a very heavy figure. So again, I the first 3 I got in a sale, so they came together, and I transformed each one into alt mode and then combine mode, or I can't remember, or were they packaged in whatever. I transformed them to either from alt mode to bot mode or bot mode to alt mode, and then I transformed them to combine mode, and I left them like that. And then as the parts started coming in, I did the same just to experience it, and then combined them, and that's where they've stayed.
Yeah. Baolo says a 4-foot tall Metroplex in your home better transform like a mini fridge or a nightstand, make himself useful for taking up all that space. So that's something we've actually, we saw the Robosin people, and if they do a sound wave that's a Bluetooth speaker, I would have a hard time passing that up.
Yeah, the functionality of it, because honestly, my Roboson Prime, I like it. It's actually my wife's favorite, and she does not like the Grimlock at all, but she loves the Prime, and it's a talking piece, so they are
Yeah.
cool.
Mike says, did you notice if anyone sells G1 3D printed parts like hands, feet at TFCon? Not at this one.
Yeah, we saw, gosh, I can't think of the name of the company. The ones that made the the parts to change 86 Sludge into the other dinosaur. I don't know what kind it is, but we saw them in Orlando, and they had all the 3D printed parts.
They did. They did. Let's see. Thank you. Masochist likes pain. Sadist likes to give pain. I should know that since I've read Marcus de Sade before. So you're a masochist, Bobby.
Not me. Not at all.
Kato said, if you have the King toys, Predator King, be prepared to bleed. Didn't make me bleed, but I definitely had raw fingers at the end.
The Razor Claw was probably the most painful one. It was just so many points. This one, actually, Stegosaur didn't have as many points or anything that poked at you. It was more so transforming it into dino mode. There was a part that wasn't shown in the instructions of how to kind of do the top of it, and there's some hinges that you have to have in a certain position for things to peg in. That was annoying. That took me a long time to figure out.
Yeah. Here's a question for me. Brian says, how long have I been growing my beard? I started growing it out a little bit before COVID, and then COVID hit and I really grew it out. But I did just cut 4 inches off before TFCon. So you have to trim it up every now and then. So
Crazy.
Bobby's been growing his for 47 years.
Yeah. It's starting to fill in.
Let's see. We've got
Non-F
yes.
production
So Blue DeSeo said non-F. Yes, that's who we saw. Yeah. Roboson, Soundwave better be able to dance. Well, I think Grimlock does. So
yeah, they all dance. That part's easy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you see what Steve said?
Does anyone know what the alt mode of the will be for the upcoming Studio Series 86 Megatron? Well, first of all, it's only a leak. It's going to be a tank. Let's just be honest. Sorry.
Please.
I hate to... And maybe they'll make it to where you could fan mode it into a gun. But it's going to be a tank.
I'll tell you this. Whatever they make it, if a third party comes out with the kit to turn it into a gun, bought.
Yeah. I'd probably buy that too. I don't have many Studio Series figures, but I think I would probably pick up Megatron. So,
and
hopefully it's bigger than Sandstorm.
Since we've talked about Megatron and we just got off the discussion about Robosin, stay tuned because we did interview the people over at Robosin, and we tried to get some insight on the upcoming Megatron that they have as well. So stay tuned for. I was able to get a good interview there. It's not too long. It's under 15 minutes. So we did interview them at the con, and so we'll be posting that video soon as well.
Yep, that'll be coming out next week. Ludiceo says, is Soundwave confirmed? No, he is not. This is all speculation. I'm just thinking of what would work well for Robosin.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to be getting a Starscream, because me and Bobby talked about this off air. Would you really want a $2,000 figure flying in the air?
And then landing on concrete.
And then trying to land it?
I mean, I'd be figuring you'd be following it with a pillow. Because I was thinking if they did like maybe a transformer that transformed into a drone or something like that was shaped like Starscream or anything.
I still wouldn't want that in the air.
That would be really cool. But they have like some scuff plate that you clicked onto the bottom of it so it can land or something like that.
Yeah. So no, the only thing that they have next is, we know it's Megatron. When, we don't know. I think we'll find out more in April though. So
yes,
stay tuned. We'll be talking about that.
Yes. And my plan is to get them a little bit more involved, possibly doing more with the channel in terms of giving us some updates or something like that. It's always nice to have channel friends. So,
Yeah.
same with what get right robot, just kind of getting some channel friends that can, really help us all learn about what's coming out, and
Yeah.
maybe if they're willing to listen, some of our thoughts and things like that. So that's my goal when we start doing these interviews, is seeing
Yeah.
what we can bring to the fans.
Definitely. Paolo says, Megatron modulator, disassemble him and you could turn him into a tank, a jet, a gun, whatever. As long as it looks good. I'm cool with that.
That would be
Um,
so crazy.
oh, and then before we get to Brian, he said for Megatron, Hasbro should do the original souped up gun mode and an accessory that with some conversion turns doubles as a barrel for a tank mode. That'd be pretty cool. So, okay, now this is a big one, which is another video that we haven't done. We haven't done the third party panel slides in our opinions.
I was thinking of that.
That's something else that's on the books.
Yeah.
But what is your opinion on Fans Toys Ultra Magnus?
Go ahead, James. I'll let you start since you
No,
don't have
you
any.
go ahead.
I think it looks amazing. I think the bot mode, the combined bot mode, looks absolutely beautiful. The inner robot mode, I think looks great. I saw the heads that come with it, and I'm a little torn on one of them in particular because it's like Ultra Magnus's head, then it's kind of cut, and you see the Prime shield underneath. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
just like
that's a reference to a comic,
I don't know anything about the
a
comic.
famous comic. Yeah,
I
then why are you torn on that one? If you
I'm
don't like it, you don't use
because
it.
I'm thinking of it as, all right, so I'm talking through a mask, and then I'm having a helmet over my head where the mouth moves on that as well. Like
They're
I'm not
robots, Bobby.
I'm thinking too much into
They
it.
neural link, and then that face becomes real.
Yeah. So it just it loses me there. Um,
You don't have enough imagination.
but I don't. But then the trailer, I do not like how the trailer, when it's detached, how it has those two little things, that little hooks that keep it balanced up front. That looks lazy. But otherwise, it looks amazing to me.
It might be my first Fans Toys figure. We talked about this. I think it looks really nice. I like the white primes. I love the half face that Bobby hates because I remember that comic, that Dreamwave comic. Yeah, I really like the white prime. I don't think that's any surprise. So I think I might be picking it up, honestly, depending on the price. If it's 300 and below, maybe. If it's 300 plus, they can go, you know what, because that's too
To
much.
somebody else.
Yes. The Libra review says, did we do a review on the third party panel? No. So we will be doing that soon.
Yes, it's coming.
Little late, but better late than never. Corrine says that she cannot wait for the Fans Toys Ultra Magnus. The initial photos look so good. They did. And it was really cool when we first saw it and they had all the parts coming together. This was in Chicago, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought it was going to be a model kit. Remember, that was the speculation at that time.
Hmm. The crazy thing also that I would say about this, we all tend to hate parts former, and this is a huge parts former.
It's different, though, when it's armor, because that makes sense why somebody would put armor on. It's not like, you're taking a figure, you're ripping it in half, turning half into one side, and then putting it back together. I don't hate parts form. Like, even this doesn't make me mad either because it makes sense. It's armor for him. You know what I mean?
But it's also in the case it's not armor. It shouldn't be well. I don't look at it as armor because it's Prime getting armor to be Ultra Magnus. I don't look at it
No,
that way. I look at
but
it as
Prime and Magnus are brothers, so they should look the same. And then Magnus got an upgrade to his armor.
so that's I don't see it.
That's the
I don't
story
see
I know.
the story. I know the again the G1 cartoon and movie, and there was no Prime inner Prime until they came out with the toy.
That's because they were lazy and they didn't want to show it off.
That's a whole nother discussion that we will disagree on.
We will, because that's always been my thing. Magnus has armor. And that's what it is. It's called the Magnus armor. That's where he gets the name for the armor. He gets his name from the armor he wears. So,
I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you that that's not what I grew up
yeah,
knowing him to
no.
be.
It honestly, to me, and I'm just going to say this and then we can stop it. Without him having armor takes away all the fun out of him. That's the only part that's cool with him, is he has armor and he's a different figure. No other figure at that time had armor like that. There was no Power Master Prime. There was none of that. He was the first of his kind, and he should continue to have that.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, because if without a White Prime, there's no point in picking up a Magnus. Buzzsaw Eject says he's an odd one in the fandom. Parts forming or figures that don't transform don't bother me like really many. And really like many. I think there are some really good figures. And again, it depends on the parts forming to me. If it's like that G.I. Joe Prime that we have is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very parts forming. Yeah.
But that's parts forming, technically, and I'm okay with that. The non-transforming figures, that's each to each their own.
I'm recording, baby. Gotta go.
And let's talk about Buzzsaw Eject. He said, oh wait, no, we just talked about that one. Sorry. This is one for you. Titan says he's okay with the armored Ultra Magnus, but he's a little bit concerned about the parts forming on their Ironhide and Ratchet.
Yeah, from what I'm able to tell, it looks like the little sled thing becomes part of their backs. I saw shout out to TM Reviews. I watched a live that they did with T-Man and Pick for Life, and they pointed out that you can actually see the treads on the shoulders. So it looks like that backpack may, or the sled may be part of the backpack. And if it interferes with the transformation, I think that would be a problem. But if it's something that you can, leave or take, then I don't have a problem. I'll still pick it up either way, though. But
yeah, no, I'm out on those. Let's see. So IDW did Magnus differently, and an interesting idea. Yeah, I think they did. I think I'm probably mixing all of the stories into one, but I kind of like that. And then Steve says the Dreamwave series fleshed out Magnus as Optimus's twin with an armored exoskeleton aspect in the early 2000s. That's where I got all the stuff from, Bobby.
Yeah,
from those comics,
and that's fine.
But
again,
I've watched those before I watched the movie.
Yeah,
so
we're talking about 14 years of me seeing Magnus as not a white Prime.
But didn't you have the toy as a kid? That's exactly what the toy was.
But
did you not have any imagination to figure out why he put on armor?
Yeah, my imagination was they didn't want to create something else, and that's what they just put this armor on him. But
goodness gracious.
Yes,
we played definitely differently with our toys. That's for sure.
Yes, it was a way to get from one form to another form.
Yeah, no, anyways, maybe we'll have to do a whole thing about that. Here we go. Bobby Soundwave has his mini bots in the background.
I do. Oh, I did. She's gone now.
But yeah, well, we're almost hitting about 2 hours, so I think it's time to end this. What about you, Bobby?
Yeah, I actually, unfortunately, have something else to do today.
Yes, and before we end, Chris says Powered Convoy came first. Yes, technically that is correct with Diaclone. So, all right, well, let's end this off. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. I do see that the comments keep rolling in, but Bobby has to go and plot his world domination of buying figures. So we'll see you guys next time. And we got a whole bunch of stuff coming out, so look forward to those.
Yes, and again, we really appreciate this. It was fun. Members, we will be doing a live chat next weekend, same time 3 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock.
Maybe on Sunday. We don't know. We'll send you
Okay.
a thing with the. We'll ask you guys. Let us know what time works for you since you are members, and we'll try to make it around you guys. And for everybody else, we'll be doing our March hauls, which will be a little bit less, so probably be more chatting and hanging out.
On
And
Sunday.
on the weekend after that. So again, we'll have time and dates for all that. So
yeah, just so everybody can get plugged in. But send us your ideas or send us anything that you want to talk about, members as well, so we can kind of prep for that. If you see anything that's in our halls that you want to talk about or have us bring out, let us know that as well. And we will see you guys next time.
Yep. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right. Thanks again for joining us. As always, till all debates are won.